Good morning and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for November the 30th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are the trade plans that we create. We do create multiple hypotheses or trade plans, two main hypotheses, and then two alternative hypotheses. And then we wait to see what the market does on the open, figure out which plan best suits the market, and then execute based on that particular plan and targets. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the RTH trading session for our members. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. So taking a look at yesterday, Hypo 3 was the winner. Hypo 1 was an open auction at a range. It pushed down into the upper distribution of the prior day, and then possibly down into the overnight low, and then finding responsive buyers and rotating us up to equalize what was the all-time high. Hypo 2 was a open drive or open test drive and a continuation day. Failure to close the gap and then move up into the 38, 39 area, and then rotate down and go sideways in around the 34, 33. Hypo 3 is what we got, which was an open auction out of range, a push up, take out the all-time high, and then somewhere between the 30 and the 35, we were looking for responsive sellers to rotate us down into the prior day, come down and test the overnight low, and get a push down into that single that was left the prior day at the 26-20-75 base, and then start working our way back up. And basically, that's what we got. We didn't continue the price discovery up. We got stuck around that two-day balance around the 26 level, and went sideways in the close, creating new price acceptance around that 26 area. Taking a look at the overnight session. Taking a look at the overnight session. So we had the two-day acceptance around the 26. They basically went sideways most of the night. Put in a higher low. We did not break the RTH low at 1975, and then basically just started walking our way up. Once we got into the European session, they took us up, and we came up to the 34, one tick below yesterday's new all-time high. That new all-time high yesterday was the 69th new all-time high this year. Just incredible, just absolutely incredible. And here we are coming up into the 34 area again. We're going to put another new all-time high in, most likely. The VPOC shifted from down here at 24.75. It shifted up to the 32.50 not too long ago. And so prices being accepted higher. We're creating yet another multiple distribution in the Globex with expanded range. We always talk about watch your Globex for two things: expanded range and OTF activity. If you look at the relative volume, you can see that the OTF have been pretty active, most active once we get into the European session, and they'll take the market up in the Globex, and then see if the RTH traders can continue what they started. Let's just take a step back, take a look at the news. We don't have a lot of economic news today. We did have initial jobless claims came in at 238 versus 240 expected, so it was a bit of a beat. Personal income came in 0.4%. It was a beat as well. And then the Canadian current account came in at minus 19.4 billion versus 19.5 billion, so it was a beat as well. 7 minutes, we've got the Dallas Fed PCE. 52 minutes, we've got the Bloomberg Consumer Confidence, and then we've got Chicago PMI, and then natural gas storage. And then at 1 o'clock, we've got FOMC Kaplan speaking. Other than that, that's pretty much it, other than what we may see from headline news in terms of the tax plan, North Korea, or any of the other events that are going on. What I want to do is, as I always do, step back and just take a look at the macro to micro. Want to look at where we are within the different time frames. I use a 9 EMA and 20 SMA, and I got another email yesterday from somebody who was watching the video. Yes, this is my paper money. Yes, I do trade live, but I use TOS for my options, and I use the paper money to run my my charting drawing tools, and then I use the TOS paper money also for my internals during the course of the day because I have live data, and but I do not trade through TOS, and I do not watch TOS charts in terms of profile. I use my IRT, and then I execute through my DOM. The monthly, we're still in this upward sloping fork. Coming up, a test of the upper fork is going to take us up into the 2682 area today. If we were to touch it, I doubt that's going to be the case, but we still have room for expansion to the top side. Very strong trend on the monthly. It is the last day of the trading month. We're going to talk about critical mass. We're way above critical mass right now. But going to the weekly, you can see again, good slope, good separation on the 9 and the 20. Prices paralleling the 9 nicely. Trend is very much intact. Going to the 4 hour, we created a technical gap, came down and closed the technical gap in the RTH session yesterday. And then we've been riding up the 9 on the 4 hour and coming up to test that high that we put in yesterday's RTH session. Good slope, good separation on the 9 and the 20. Going to the 30-minute, same thing. Good slope, good separation, trend very much intact. Got a possible cup and handle setting up here. Handle is has not set up yet. We'll just have to watch to see if we get some type of a pullback to set up a measured move for us. And going to the 5-minute, you can see again, good slope, good separation, prices paralleling very nicely to the 9. I mean, every time frame is a very good trend. So if we take a look at the structure, you can see that we broke out of this balance, accepted value higher, came up during the 2-day of holidays, and created new price acceptance at the 2601 above the value. And then we got our breakout day, and then yesterday we had the balance day, which we were talking about. A little bit of a continuation, but basically came back and traded at the high of the prior day and going sideways and creating price acceptance at the 2550 area. The value area for the 2 days is 3250. We're above that right now. We're only a couple ticks away from taking out the 34.25. We're creating a weak high here with almost the double top, 34 and 34.25, and expecting this to get taken out at some point in time today. So inventory in terms of the overnight session is about 60 to 70% net long. Most important thing is we've got the value, the VPOC shift up to the upper distribution. This is accepting price higher, And as long as we stay above this 33, we should be looking at expansion and continued price acceptance above the 34 and a quarter. Key area to watch today is this 30.50 and then the 25.50. So we're going to use the 30.50 as a over underline, and we're going to be making adjustments to our key line in the sand. But let's start taking our numbers and moving them over. Our overnight high is 34. It's likely to get taken out here, so I'm just going to wait to see if we get put a new high. Our overnight low is down at the 21.75, just basically one tick below our value area. This is a valid value area, so we will have a trade area at the overnight low. I'm actually going to move it just a little bit lower to the 1975. The VPOC is not likely to shift now. It's at 33 and a quarter, right where we're trading right now. The LVN is at 30.50. That is going to be our over underline. And then a couple things to note. The month open is at 25.72.50. So with one trading session left, our full session daily ATR, average true range, 20 period, is running at 16.64. So our critical mass for the month is all the way down at 22.89 and a quarter. We're 60, roughly 60 points above the open of the month. There's not any likelihood that we're going to see a negative month, a bearish month. So we're going to have, what is it? Let's just quickly take a look at that again. Is it 12? It'll be the 12th month. Whoops. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's going to be the 13th month where we've had a higher close, a continuation, one-time framing up. That's just absolutely incredible. And we're coming up on our 70th new all-time high in 2017. Our overnight low down at the 21.75 puts our daily upside ATR target at 26.3850. Our weekly critical mass is one I'm going to be watching today. We've got two sessions left. So 2 times 1664 is 33.28. And that puts off of our week open of 26.01. That puts our weekly critical mass up at 34 and a quarter, the all-time high. So, and we're already above the weekly ATR upside target off of the low of the week. We have this, I think the low of the week was 96.50. And so, we're currently right now above the weekly ATR. We're trying to break above the weekly critical mass. Monthly critical mass is already kicked in. If we get above the 38.50, this could turn into a continuation trend day. So just be aware of the fact that anytime we get above the daily ATR, we've got to be watching for the possibility that the trend is going to kick in. There's really not much that we've got above us right now. In terms of measured moves, at least I don't have any right now. There's one that's potential at the 45, but that's about it. Let's just finish our levels here. 28, the open and the value area high is going to be a trade level, and that's pretty much it. So considering the fact that value has increased higher and that we're pounding on the all-time high, My hypos are not going to be much different, but hypo 1 and hypo 3 are going to get flipped around today. So my main hypothesis is an open auction in range, out of value, a push up into new all-time highs, and somewhere between 34 and 38.50, I'm looking for rotation back down into the 33 area to the 30 area, chop around here, and then a push down into the 25, and basically going sideways, back inside of this distribution zone, the value area, and finding a third day of balance here around the 25.75. That is hypo 1. Now, hypo 2 is going to be a open auction, push through to the 34, take out the overnight high and the all-time high, find responsive buyers, sellers, I should say, come down to the 25 base here, and then start working our way up and moving up into the 38 and closing near new all-time highs. That is hypo 2, and they have equal weight. Surprisingly enough, my hypo 3 is a good candidate as well, which is going to be leave the gap alone and have a open test drive or an open drive and push up immediately into the 38, 39 chop, and then get continuation and push up towards the 26.50 area. So that is, my hypo 3, a continuation day of price discovery. And then hypo 4 will be a failure to take out the 34.25, which is somewhat unlikely. Rotate down to the 29 area, 28 area, chop here, fail, come down, take out the naked VPOC, but take a trip through value down to the value area low and the overnight low, chop sides there, and then get a late day probe back down to fill that gap that we left. Our downside daily ATR target currently off of the 34, and this is likely to change as well, 1664. So our downside daily ATR is 17.25. And those are all the levels and my hypotheses. I mean, this market's still got some legs to continue up and make new all-time highs. Switching over to the gold chart, I said if gold did not hold that 86 level, that we were likely to free fall down to the 80.40 level. This is the new February contract with the adjustments for the rollover. So our composite VPOC shifted from the 76 up to the 80.40. Our current balance that we continue to be in is just slightly above at 82.30. We failed to hold the 96 level, and we're right back at that composite. This composite VPOC runs all the way back to 2008. So this is a long time frame magnet of price acceptance, the most traded price going back almost 10 years. So we're still getting, stuck in this area and unable to break away from it. If we do not hold 80.40, look for them to push down to the 77 area. Anything below 77, I'm looking for a bigger move back down to the 68, 67 area. And anything below that is not going to hold, us, and we go into a free fall, and the target below is down here at the 1252.30. It was the 1248 area, but with the rollover, we've adjusted up. Anything above the 86, 87 level, look for them to come up and test the 91, 92 level again, and possibly continue up into that 96. That's going to complete our pre-market session. Starting tomorrow, is December. I will start analyzing the Russell as well as gold and ES, as I will start trading the Russell again now that it's back on the CME and volume has come back, and I will start trading it in 2018. Starting in January. So I'll give myself a month of some deep analysis and daily hypotheses to get a feel for the rotations, and then we'll start trading it as well as analyzing it starting in January. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.